are secrets that bury themselves so deep they become part of the family bone. 1943. 7 women. A stolen fortune. A 70-year silence. Sit down and listen to what really happened to the Whispering Pact. In 1943, we made a pact to whisper, to move in shadows, to dream of a freedom we could own. Then one man stole that dream from us, and we swore we would never tell. But tonight, the rain sounds like whispers, and I am the last one left who remembers the truth. Sit down and listen to what really happened to the Whispering Pact. The rain. You can hear it, can't you? Against the window pane. Each drop, a tiny drumbeat on the glass. It has a memory. This rain. It remembers the old roofs, the tin ones that sang when it fell. A different song than this slate roof sings. A brighter, poorer song. It remembers the red Georgia clay, turning to rivers, blood-red rivers rushing to the sea, carrying topsoil and time with it. And on nights like this, nights where the wind comes from the east, bringing the salt smell of the Atlantic, on nights exactly like this one, the rain remembers secrets. It washes over them, tries to smooth their edges, but they don't wash away. No, they just sink deeper into the clay, into the foundation stones, waiting, just waiting. You asked about the box, Adele's box. You asked about my friend. Well, the fire's lit. The tea's steep dark as Georgia soil. And my bones. These old bones tell me there won't be many more nights like this. I'm the last leaf on that particular branch. So I'll tell you about the Whispering Pact. It was 1943. War was everywhere and nowhere. For girls like us, black girls in Savannah, the war was a distant thunder, but it shaped the air we breathed. Ration books, fear, and a strange thin thread of possibility. They needed workers. They needed hands. Even our hands. I was 19. Adele was 19. We met at the Central of Georgia railway station. not as passengers, as cleaners. We mopped floors that endless travelers scuffed. We emptied ashtrays full of other people's worries. It was hot, thankless work, but it put us at the heart of the machine. We saw everything. The soldiers shipping out, their faces young and scared. The officials with their briefcases full of importance. The whispers in corners. The coded telegrams left crumpled in booths like discarded snakeskins. One afternoon, Adele found a slip of paper, a name, and an address. A Jewish family trying to get south, away from ports. Someone was looking for them, and not kindly. Adele didn't throw it away. She looked at me, and her eyes weren't a girl's eyes just then. They were ancient. She said, "Ilara, just my name." Then, we can be ghosts. We can see and not be seen. We can't help. That was the seed. It started with 4 of us, then 7. We called ourselves the Circle. The men in charge, they'd have called it a sewing circle if they bothered to notice us at all. And we did so. Oh, we mended uniforms and knitted socks. But in the hems of those socks, in the linings of those coats, sometimes there were messages, names, routes, warnings. We were the Whispering Pact. Our rule was simple. Hear everything. Say nothing. Move through the world like shadows. Our station master, Mr. McIntyre, a good man. He turned a blind eye. I think he knew. His daughter, little Eleanor. She'd sometimes bring us lemonade, her eyes wide, with a secret she sensed, but couldn't name. Adele was our heart, our strategist. She had a mind like a lockpick. She could see the pattern in train schedules, in guard rotations, in the way a man looked over his shoulder. She'd say, "The 3:15 to Atlanta has a cargo car that's never locked. The conductor on the midnight run to New Orleans hates his spotlight. Details. Ghosts collect details." And we dreamed. That was the dangerous part. Not while we were working, but after. In the back room, smelling of soap and coal dust. We dreamed of after the war. We dreamed of land, not a plot in Savannah, where they'd tell us where we could and couldn't live, but land of our own. A place. We found it in a newspaper advertisement 40 acres. Outside Boley, Oklahoma. Do you know Boley? It was a promised land. An all-black town, where folks governed themselves, built their own lives. This parcel was for sale. It was our dream, made dirt and sky. We saved every cent. We saved tip money, egg money, the little extra from taking in washing. For 2 years, we hid it in a tin box, under a loose floorboard, in the station's ladies' lounge. It grew heavy with hope. Then Lionel Porter came into the station. He wasn't a soldier. He was a teacher. Handsome, with a smile that felt like sunshine. After a long gray week, he had words, beautiful words, about dignity and the future. He saw Adele, and Adele, she who was so sharp, so guarded. She bloomed under his gaze. He'd wait for her shift to end, bring her a single flower, listen to her talk about books. He was charming to all of us. He'd buy us cokes, ask about our dreams. And when Adele, her heart full, told him about the land, about Boley, his eyes lit up, not with joy, but with calculation. We didn't see it then. We saw a man who believed in our dream. He offered to help. He was educated. He could talk to bankers, handle the paperwork. We were hesitant, but Adele trusted him. And we trusted Adele. We gave him the tin box, every dollar, every dream. He was to travel to Oklahoma, secure the deed, and come back a hero. He left on the morning train. We stood on that platform, waving, our hearts soaring ahead of the engine. Weeks passed, no word. Then a month. Adele made excuses. The mail is slow. He's busy. He's making sure it's perfect. Then, he returned. But not on a train. He drove up in a shiny new Chevrolet, wore a suit. That cost more than our yearly wages. He came to the station. His smile was still there, but it didn't reach his eyes. He gathered us in the back room. He said, the deal had fallen through. The land was sold to someone else. Our money, lost in a bad investment. He tried to make on our behalf, to recoup the loss. He was so sorry, so very, very sorry. The air left the room. I looked at Adele. Her face. It was like watching porcelain crack. She didn't cry. She just stared at him. And in that stare was a realization so terrible. It was silent. Oof. He left. We stood there. 7 ghosts. Our future vanished into the pocket of a man in a new suit. Betty, the youngest of us. She finally spoke. A whisper. He stole it. That's all. He stole it. What could we do? Go to the police. 7 black cleaning women accusing a respected black teacher. We'd be laughed into the street. Or worse. Our word against his. In 1946, our word was written in invisible ink. We made a new pact that night, a bitter one. We would never speak of it, not to anyone. To protect ourselves, to survive. The Whispering Pact would become a silence. But Adele, she couldn't let it be nothing. She was an archivist of the heart. She began to collect the railway timetable from the day he left. A photograph of us 7, taken by a traveling photographer months before. She had a moonstone pendant her own mother had given her. She called these the receipts, the proof of what was. And she calculated not just the money, the interest on a stolen dream. Over 50 years. She called it the debt of honor. She wrote it all down. Names, amounts, and his name at the top. Lionel Porter Sr. The cruelest twist. She married him. Yes. She carried that secret into his house, into his bed. I asked her why. Once. Years later. She looked out the window, her profile like stone. She said, I keep my enemy close, Ilara, and I make him pay. In silence. Every single day. He never knew about the box. She had old Mr. McIntyre, the station master, craft it before he retired. A beautiful walnut box with a hidden lock. She put everything inside. The timetable. The photo, the pendant, the deed to land we never owned, the list of the debt. She sealed it with our silence. Ilara, intimate, confidential tone. She told me where she hid it. In the piano bench. When I'm gone, she said, the right one will find it. Someone with eyes that see ghosts. And then she waited. She lived a whole life beside him. A proper life. A quiet life. She baked his pies and tended his garden and buried him with a smile that held 70 years of acid. Oof. Time. It does its work. Betty passed. Then Clara. One by one, the circle shrunk until it was just me and Adele, two old women drinking tea. The past a third, unspoken guest at the table. Then, last month, Adele left too, and her granddaughter, Maya. She came to the house. She has Adele's eyes, the kind that see. She found the box. Now she's in Atlanta, following the clues her grandmother left. The pendant led her to the old station, to a stained glass window. She found the hidden drawer. She has the deed. She has the list. She knows her grandfather's name. And Lionel. Lionel's son, the cousin. He knows she knows. He's followed her to Atlanta. He wants her to stop. He says it's to protect the family name. But I hear his father's voice in his, the voice that says, "What's ours is ours, even if we stole it." He's threatened her. And there are others, he says, connected people. The land in Boley isn't just dirt anymore. Maybe there's oil under it. Maybe a developer wants it. A $2 million secret doesn't stay quiet forever. So you see, the pact ended, but the story didn't. It was a seed buried in a box, and now it's broken through the soil. Maya is standing where we once stood, holding the proof we never could. A debt of honor. Can a debt be collected after 70 years? Can a wrong be righted when everyone who did it is in the ground? I don't know. But I'll tell you this. That box wasn't just Adele's secret. It was her weapon. A weapon she loaded long ago and aimed at the future. And Maya, she has her finger on the trigger. The whispering has stopped. Now, it's time for shouting. Oof. That's the truth of the box. That's the story of the Whispering Pact. The rain's letting up. Morning's coming. And some debts are finally coming due.
Thank you for spending this time with us. I truly hope you enjoyed the video. Have any questions, ideas, or suggestions for future stories? Feel free to share them in the comments below. Your thoughts mean a lot to us. If this journey warmed your heart, don't forget to like the video and share it with someone who loves stories like these. And to continue exploring new tales and adventures, subscribe to Hearthlight Saga. Until next time, may your days be filled with light and wonder.